Lockhart Perspective. Well, the United States readies $2 billion plus a little bit more. The United States is readying more than $2 billion worth of military aid for Ukraine that is expected to include longer range rockets for the first time, as well as other munitions and weapons. Two U.S. officials briefed on the matter told Reuters on Tuesday. The aid is expected to be announced as soon as this week, the official said. And it is also expected to include support equipment for Patriot air defense systems, precision-guided munitions, and Javelin anti-tank weapons, they added. One of the officials said a portion of the package, expected to be $1.725 billion, would come from a fund known as the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative, or the USAI, which allows President Joe Biden's administration to get weapons from industry rather than from U.S. weapons stocks. The USAI funds would go toward the purchase of a new weapon, the ground-launched small-diameter bomb, or the GLSDB, made by Boeing Company, which have a range of 94 miles, equivalent to 150 kilometers, and the United States has rebuffed Ukraine's request for the 185-mile or 297-kilometer range ATACMS missiles. The longer range of the GLSDB glide bomb would allow Ukraine to hit targets that have been out of reach and help it continue pressing its counterattacks by disrupting Russia further behind its lines. Reuters first reported on Boeing's proposal to field the GLSDB for Ukraine in November. At the time, it was expected the GLSDB could be in Ukraine by spring. Again, the GLSDB is made jointly by Saab AB and Boeing. It combines the GBU-39 small diameter bomb, or the SDB, with the M26 rocket motor, both of which are common in U.S. inventories. GLSDB is GPS guided. It can defeat some electronic jamming and is usable in all weather conditions and can be used against armored vehicles, according to Saab's website. The GBU-39, which would function as the GLSDB's warhead, has small folding wings that allow it to glide more than 100 kilometers if dropped from an aircraft and hit targets as small as 3 feet. That's 1 meter in diameter. The USAI funds would also be used to pay for more components of the Hawk air defenses, counter-drone systems, counter-artillery, and air surveillance radars, communication equipment, Puma drones, and spare parts for major systems like Patriot and Bradley, one of the officials said. There was also a significant amount of medical equipment, enough to equip 3 field hospitals, being donated by another ally, the official added. The White House declined to comment. The contents and the size of the aid package can shift until they are signed by the president. In addition to the USAI funds, more than $400 million worth of aid was expected to come from the Presidential Drawdown Authority funds, which allows the president to take from current U.S. stocks in an emergency. Now, the aid was expected to include mine-resistant ambush protected vehicles. That's a big one. MRAPS guided multiple launch rocket systems, the GMLRS, and ammunition. The United States has sent approximately $27.2 billion worth of security assistance to Ukraine since Russia's February 2022 invasion. Russia calls the invasion a special operation. For Headlines with a Voice, this has been the Lockhart News Brief. Lockhart Perspective.